Hi guys, welcome to Original Games UK. Gonna be doing something a bit different today, still gaming related though, and that is gaming guides, strategy guides, art books, magazines, anything like that. So the first book I have is Kingdom Hearts. Now this was a pickup from Japan, and it was only, I think if I remember rightly, it was about just over £1. So, I mean, you know what kind of prices something like this would go for over here or even in America. So this was a definite pickup, and it's like you can see it says Kingdom Hearts Ultimania, so just facts and a guide to the game. See, it's very nicely detailed. So even though I can't understand Japanese, with the pictures and after playing the game you can kind of know what's going on. And just a nice collector's item, so very happy to have that. Metal Gear Solid book, not really much to say. It has detail about the different games, like the top 10 bosses of all time. Obviously the end is like #1, along with like, I think Psycho Mantis is #2. A bit about Hideo Kojima himself, the sales figures of the different games. So this is actually one of my favourite gaming magazines, definitely. I think it also lists Hideo Kojima's top 10 moments for him in the Metal Gear Solid series. So yeah, happy to have that. I had to pick this up at Heathrow Airport. Now more of a guide. This is the guide to Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U. And it came with, oh, I can actually see it there. It came with two awesome like bookmarks. So you've got the Wii U version and the 3DS version. There you go. So they're kind of cool. And then just give you a quick glimpse. It gives you like stamina ratings, combos, general details and facts, what games the characters came from, what their moves are, what the alternate colours are, for example, like say Samus there. Let's see if I can find another one for you. A character, who we're gonna get? Let's go for Sonic. So yeah, just general detail about the characters. Then it has like a nice shiny part on the front. Always nice. An art book. And this was definitely one of the more expensive books that I've got in the collection, and that is a Tales of art book. And I think it was, yeah, so this is the artwork from the Tales of games from 2004 to 2015. This was another pickup from Japan. I'm just going to take this bit off so I can actually show you the book without that falling off. Yeah, so even though it was pick up in Japan, as I say, the fact that it's just pictures only, obviously I can appreciate this as much as anyone. I don't really know what you're seeing. That was like my receipt or something. Yeah, so a nice art book to have. For any Legend of Zelda fans, now I have got 3 books. I've got 2 guides and then Hyrule Historia that I will show you. And this one is to Skyward Sword. You just kind of see golden embossed writing and the same on the front. You can actually get a collection with, I think it's like 6 or 7 guides. I think you've got like Ocarina in there, Wind Waker, Skyward Sword, Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks maybe, and it comes in like a huge treasure chest that opens them all. It looks cool, and the guides are, you know, really high quality, but the amount of money that thing goes for, I've got 2 of them separately, even like the gilded edging on it. That's really sweet. So yeah, just kind of show you a bit of what it's got. Obviously it's a guide, so it's just got, you know, how to pick up the hearts, how to get all the bottles and all the items and everything like that, defeating bosses. So yeah, the standard stuff. Just kind of, so get another page here for you to look at. Goes on about hero mode and what to expect. So yeah, so definitely happy to have that in my collection. And to go along with that, you can see, so that's like the width of this one, and then this is A Link Between Worlds. You can kind of see the difference. Link Between Worlds is much much thicker than Skyward Sword. And what's kind of crazy is you think this is the console game, this is the handheld game. It kind of shows you how much of a difference there is in terms of content in the games, they say. This is actually, I think, in my top 5 Legend of Zelda game, because I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. And so when I actually played in it, and this was just in my 3DS until I completed it, did not play on anything else, whether it be console, whatever. I love this from start to finish. If you're wanting to get into the Legend of Zelda series, and seeing as like pretty much everyone has like a 3DS who's into gaming, I definitely recommend A Link Between Worlds as being probably your first Legend of Zelda game, because even though Ocarina of Time is my favourite, if you actually go to play that and say the N64 now, that looks a bit outdated, and I know it's on 3DS, but I'm just trying to think if I was like new into the franchise, which one would I recommend? And yeah, A Link Between Worlds is definitely up there. And then Hyrule Historia, definitely one of my favourite books in my collection, and I know a lot of collectors who are into Zelda highly recommend this and think of it as a very, very good book. Just kind of see. I want to be careful with it. This came out around the time of Skyward Sword, so a lot of it is dedicated to that. It was also at the time the only book that had the official Nintendo timeline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and actually just go through that, just in case you don't know what that actually is. You can kind of see here is the chronology of Hyrule, Land of the Gods. And the storyline goes as follows. So it starts off with Skyward Sword, Minish Cap, Four Swords, Ocarina of Time, and the timeline splits off into 3. So you have the heroes defeated, that's one column, and that is A Link to the Past, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda, and the Adventure of Link being Legend of Zelda 2. Then you have the other side, which is where the heroes triumphant, and you've got two timelines there. One of them is Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, Four Swords Adventures, and the other one is Wind Waker, Phantom Hourglass, and Spirit Tracks. So yeah, kind of cool. There's loads of information in there though, but that was one of the things that I love looking through. Obviously it goes into more detail of each game and the plot of each game, so yeah, if you're a Legend of Zelda fan and it's not too expensive to get hold of, you can grab yourself a copy of that. And also this is actually a guide that if you've seen our recent gaming pickups video that I did in the retro game pickups, this is actually something that I did in there. And it's a guide that we had years and years and years ago. I thought I'd lost it, I actually lent it to one of my mates, and after like, oh god, it's got to be a long time, I'm talking like 10 plus years that I lent it to him, and that is Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask guide. So you can tell it's one of the older ones, a bit tatty in the corners, but overall it is good condition to say how old it is, and yeah, so definitely loving the Legend of Zelda books right there. And here's a book that soon you won't tell is not English, because when you actually go to open it, it's on this side. Because it's yet again another Japanese one, and this was about a book on Cloud. Oh god, it's actually got a DVD. Cloud special DVD. Yeah, this was about like £3. And see if there's some. Like, it's not just about Cloud, weirdly enough. I think he's kind of just like the poster boy of it. so yeah. Arkham Knight book. I actually think quite a lot of the Batman books are actually like this. You can kind of see like that. Then we have, which one's this? Batman Arkham Origins on the back. Let's go Penguin and Robin. I think I had another Batman one somewhere, but we'll get to that. Oh, there you go. That is the actual main guide for Arkham Origins. I won't open these all up, but you can see. Resident Evil 6. I feel it's definitely a underappreciated game. Did I enjoy it as much as Resident Evil 4? No. Did I enjoy it as much as Resident Evil 5? In bits. I thought Leon's storyline was really good, especially I think the first like 2 chapters. The first chapter though, definitely. I actually got the demo for Resident Evil 6 with Dragon's Dogma, and it's definitely the demo I played more than any other demo in my life. And I know demos now aren't as popular. Back in like the late 90s, like Metal Gear Solid 2 or something, for example, I remember people playing on those. So Resident Evil 6, the fact that it's the demo that I played on the most. Yeah, actually, I really liked this game. A strategy guide that was pretty much useless, and this is pretty standard for most fighting games now. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, this was like useless after like a month because they patched it heavily. So yeah, so one of the not as good quality ones. Like all the others, pretty much all the others I've shown you have been hardbacks. This is just paperback. It's still nice to have, I say, as a collector's item, but the actual information in it, all the frame data, all the damage it moves, all the stamina rankings, that's all changed. Kingdom Hearts 2. And you'll notice a theme here with like the piggyback company. They do a lot of the Square Enix guides, and so I have a few of those. You can kind of see. So a nice collector's item. And then I also have, unfortunately I don't have Final Fantasy 13, because I say Final Fantasy 13 was the first Final Fantasy I ever played. So I didn't buy it with the guide, I actually got it for my birthday, and that's when I became a Final Fantasy fan. Yes, if you didn't know that, Final Fantasy 13 is still my favourite Final Fantasy, and that's what made me love the entire series, and I love all the games, which I think is good if you embrace all the games. So yes, I didn't get the guide with that, but then after then I've got the guides for pretty much all the games, apart from 15. So yeah, so there's 13.2 and Lightning Returns. Don't know if they're in shot. I say I can't actually see the camera, guys. It's not one of those cameras that you can flip, so I just kind of have to guess with this. Right, another strategy guide, Final Fantasy Type 0. The usual stats on characters. And I think actually this will end up being one of the rarer guides in the collection, because I got this separate. I had the collector's edition that came with like the cards of Bahamut, Shiva, along with the demo for Final Fantasy 15. But this was actually bought separately. The guide was. So I don't know how many people would have gone out and bought it, but I imagine out of a lot of the guides that I've shown you, it's probably one of the more uncommon ones. Artbook. Tales of Xillia 2. Have the collector's edition here. This is one of the things that came in with it, and it's definitely one of my favourite art books. This one is. It's really nicely presented, hardback, good quality, nice illustrated pictures. Would show you Elise, but I really don't like her as a character. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. Yeah, so happy to have that one. Probably the biggest, I've got probably the 3 biggest strategy guides that I have now. I have 2 hardback ones and 1 paper one, and 2 of them are by Bethesda. So you probably know which ones those are if they're like huge ones. One of the best games of all time, Skyrim. Look at that for a beast. That is, it's heavy. Look at, yeah, it's a huge guide. And you think this is pre-DLC as well. But yeah, kind of awkward for me to hold it. You kind of see though, like when you go into like the dungeons and stuff here, the amount of content that's in this guide is pretty staggering. You have to get a lot of information in there, and I'm pretty sure all of you have played Skyrim, so you know what a huge, ridiculously huge game that is. So they've done well to get that in there. And I'll go to the next biggest one. I actually think this may be bigger. The game itself might not be, I actually don't know, but I think the guide is. That's pretty close, isn't it? That's pretty close. And that is Fallout 4. And this Vault Vault Dweller's Survival Guide, Fallout 4 Collector's Edition. Let's see what we can find. Yeah, again, I love all the Vault Boy stuff. But yeah, again, you can just see, like so with the dungeons, the amount of detail for the Bethesda games, and they've got to. But yeah, I think you definitely, if you got one of these guides and you never played a Bethesda game before, you'd just be like, holy shit. Okay, what do we think the other guide's for? I'll tell you, it was originally on Xbox 360, PS3, I think maybe the best-selling game like ever, maybe, one of them. And then it was remade quickly on PS4 and Xbox One, and it's by Rockstar. I don't know what it is. Grand Theft Auto 5, and this is the limited edition strategy guide, so another hardback. And this was a guide that came in very useful for, I'm trying to remember, you have to get, oh, you have like the submarine. Oh, it's like toxic waste or something that you have to get. That came in helpful for that, because that thing was bloody ridiculous. So, yeah. Another one that's got like a embossed thing on the front. Embossed and shiny, so very, very cool. We're getting towards the end, just have a few more. A strategy guide to my favourite game, Dragon Force, all in Japanese. Just a nice little guide. Didn't actually get this in Japan, I actually got this off eBay, believe it or not. And when I was in Japan, I didn't see it. Didn't actually see it. But if I did and it was sealed, I would definitely buy one and keep it that way. Fire Emblem Awakening, I believe this came if you pre-ordered the game. Maybe it just came with the game anyway, but Fire Emblem Awakening. I've just realised, guys, it's actually getting pretty dark outside, so I'm hoping you can see this. It's just kind of got dark as I've done the video. Ah, here we go. I think I said all the Batman books are like this. This one's actually a lot smaller, so you can see Batman Arkham City. This one's a bit battered and bruised. You can kind of see it's like, keep that there. And this one actually has this skin at the back. It's my favourite game in the Batman series, followed by Asylum. An art book to a game I literally spent about 30 minutes on, but it's still nice to have it in the Final Fantasy collection, and that was Final Fantasy Explorers for 3DS. Not much to say. This one I definitely don't think you'll be able to see. Can you see what that is? I don't know how clear it is, so if you don't know, it is a Wii U game. It's by Monolith Soft, Xenoblade Chronicles X. In my opinion, the best game on the console, followed by Smash Bros. Wii U, and then Mario Kart 8. The Wii U, I know a lot of people, you know, will badmouth it, and even though there wasn't a lot of games, every game that kind of came out for there, well, the games that I've got anyway, all the games that came out for it were bloody awesome. And cannot wait for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. I'm just hoping by then I'd have had another reason to buy it and not just Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Oh, that's just a manual for Grand Kingdom. That's not really an actual book. I just put it with them. Star Ocean art book. Even though I didn't really get into the game, I am actually happy that I've got the book to it. I'm losing space. And then the last one. Here's your clue. This came in the collector's edition, and I think all these were randomised, so I think maybe there was like 4 or 5 different ones you could get. For those of you who don't know, that is Odin Sphere. And this is the artwork to the game. There we go, Oswald, what a badass. He's such a cool character. Yeah, definitely my favourite character in the game. So guys, that was the collection of strategy guides, art books and other stuff. I know I haven't gone into detail with all of them, but that would take way too long and I'm sure you'll be bored. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed looking at them, and I will see you guys soon.